Why is my sister-in-law trying to hook up my husband with her best friend? My sister-in-law is my husband's half-sister, since she came from their mom cheating. His dad split from their mom when he was 12 after a DNA test showed she wasn't his kid. My father-in-law wouldn't deal with my sister-in-law but stayed close with my husband. So because of that, my sister-in-law is super needy with my husband. My husband is also very protective of his sister, and generally doesn't tolerate anything negative being said about her, even though she can be very unhinged and erratic at times, even going as far as crying at our engagement party because she didn't get any gifts. Anyway, my husband and I bought a house last year, which has its own indoor swimming pool. My sister-in-law was super excited when she saw it and asked if she could use it sometimes with her friend. We said it was fine, as long as she gave us a notice before she turned up. Her and her friend Chloe have used it many times before, but almost never when my husband is home. With CVID resurfacing, my husband has started to work from home sometimes. My sister-in-law asked me if she and Chloe could come over and use the pool. I told her I was uncomfortable with them coming over as I'm pregnant, but my sister-in-law then asked if she and Chloe were isolated for 2 weeks, would they be able to come over, and my husband said it was fine. 2 weeks later, they turned up to my house. My husband was in his office, so they went straight to the pool after making small talk. My husband ended up coming out after an hour, and we're hanging out in the kitchen. My sister-in-law walks in to get a drink, and she starts talking to my husband. Before she goes back to the pool, she says, "Chloe's going to be so happy to see you." It was weird because my husband and Chloe aren't close. Chloe comes into the kitchen 2 minutes later dripping wet with her towel not covering much, and spends the rest of her time talking to my husband until he excuses himself to get back to work. She's super giggly and smiley when she talks to him. He would say something sarcastic, and she would laugh like it was the funniest joke she's ever heard. It honestly felt like she was flirting with him. Before she went back to the pool, she gave me this weird smirky look. Before they leave, they ask my husband if he's working from home every day of the week. He confirms he is. The next 2 weeks, they come over to the house to swim every single day, except Chloe never gets in the water. Instead, she hangs around the house in her bikini every single day. Whenever my husband comes out to hang around me, she quickly interrupts him and keeps him talking until he has to go back to work. I made lunch for us all, and when I excused myself to call my husband down, my sister-in-law quickly stopped me and said Chloe could call him for me. They shared a look, and Chloe looked really happy when she went to get him. Chloe has also started to get touchier with my husband. She's put her hands on his chest and arms, stands or sits really close to him. To my husband's credit, he does usually create space between them whenever she does something like this. The reason I believe my sister-in-law is in on this is because she's made a few pregnancy-related jabs at me recently. She told me a story about how one of her friend's boyfriends was cheating on her, and then said something along the lines of, "Did you know a lot of men start cheating when their wives are pregnant? I'm tired of this bitch." Full story linked below.